The envelope made a sound when it touched the glass table, a soft, deliberate scrape, like a blade being tested. No one looked at me when it happened. Her father adjusted his cufflinks. Her mother folded her napkin with surgical precision. My wife stared at her plate as if it might swallow her whole. I felt my pulse slow. That always happens when the game finally shows its hand. The envelope was thick, heavy paper, legal weight. I didn't touch it. Instead, I watched them. This was their house, their rules, their quiet confidence built on inherited power and borrowed morality. They thought I was harmless, a man who fixed things himself, who wore the same watch for 10 years, who didn't ask questions. They thought wrong. "Open it," her father said, voice warm, rehearsed. I smiled, a small one, polite. Inside, something old and cold stretched awake, because envelopes like that never come with good intentions. They come with endings, and I had been waiting for this one. I had known something was wrong long before dinner. It was the way my wife had started touching her phone like it was fragile, the way conversations died when I entered rooms, the way her parents suddenly remembered my name after 5 years of marriage. She said it was nothing. She always said that. I told myself I was imagining it, that love required trust, that simplicity was a virtue, not a disguise. I lived quietly by design, not because I couldn't afford more, but because excess attracts attention, and attention reveals leverage. Her family had leverage everywhere. Boards, banks, politicians. They thought they understood power. They didn't understand anonymity. The invitation to dinner came wrapped in forced warmth, a reconciliation, she called it, a chance for her parents to really know me. I agreed instantly, not because I wanted acceptance, because I wanted truth. I noticed how her mother asked about my work, too casually, how her father asked if I'd ever thought about something more stable, how my wife flinched when money came up, and beneath it all, a quieter betrayal whispered. I had seen the messages. Not the words, just the frequency. Late nights, a name saved as initials, a pattern. I didn't confront her. I don't break glass before I know where the cracks run. I began counting instead. Calls, meetings, absences explained too smoothly. I hired no one. I didn't need to. Data leaves fingerprints. Financial systems are honest if you ask them the right way. I followed transactions, small ones, then larger, routed through family accounts, consulting fees, advisory services. Her father's company was bleeding. Not enough to panic, enough to notice if you knew where to look. Someone had been selling shares, quietly, desperately. Someone needed liquidity. At home, I stayed the same man, cooked dinner, paid bills, kissed her forehead, listened. Inside, I built a map. The affair wasn't just emotional, it was strategic. She wasn't betraying me for love, she was being positioned, a bridge between me and something they wanted, information, access, control. They had mistaken restraint for weakness. I let them. The envelope waited. I finally picked it up, felt its thickness. Contracts, a severance disguised as kindness. Her father cleared his throat. "We think it's best," he said, "for everyone, if you take this opportunity." I opened it. A buyout. A generous one. Silence money. Enough to disappear quietly. My wife finally looked at me. Her eyes were wet. Not from guilt. From fear. "You knew," I said softly. It wasn't a question. She broke. Words spilled. Explanations. Rationalizations. Her parents talking over her. Damage control. They thought emotion would disarm me. I listened. Then I reached into my jacket and placed a single sheet of paper on the table. A shareholder report. My name wasn't on it. The numbers were. $10 billion. Voting majority. The room went very still. "I don't live simply because I'm poor," I said. "I live simply because I don't need witnesses." Her father's face drained of color. Her mother's hands trembled. My wife stared at me like she had never met me before. "That envelope," I continued, "is void. Your liquidity problem ends tonight. So does your influence. Silence fractured. I stood, not in anger, in finality. I won't expose you, I said. Your company will survive, under new terms. I looked at my wife. But you don't come with it. She reached for me. I stepped back. Control isn't loud. Revenge doesn't scream. I walked out while they were still calculating losses. I live alone now. The house is quieter, cleaner, honest. Sometimes I think about how close they came to winning, how easily I could have been bought if I had needed the money, if I had wanted their approval. But I never did. Power isn't what you take, it's what you never have to explain. They learned that too late. And I learned that love built on deception deserves nothing in return, not even forgiveness.